So while we are waiting for the setup, so I would like to introduce our Professor Yujie. So she is an assistant professor at Kyushu University, Japan. So, and then her talk title is Copyright Challenges in Generative AI. So it is also a different topic, but it's under the same session theme, cybersecurity and security and trust. Okay, thank you so much. Let's welcome her with big applause.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Yujie from Kyushu University. It's not that far from here, and if anyone who are interested, maybe you're welcome to visit us. Today, my topic is about copyright challenges in generative AI. So far today, many speakers give excellent talks to talk about how to use AI in the development in the industry. So have you ever considered about the intellectual property and the copyright issues? I think in some people's slides, they already mentioned this point. Today, I also want to introduce some policy, maybe, and also some technical solutions for this problem. So first, what is the basic concept of Copyright Act? So actually, it aims to find a balance between the protecting the rights and interests of copyright holders and also ensuring the smooth exploitation of copyrighted works. I think this is common for for all the countries. Even this is also copied from the Japanese government homepage. Okay, so next question: what does copyright protect? Copyright protects original works of authorship, but copyright does not protect facts, ideas, systems, or methods of operation. That means if you have an idea, you didn't do it, and there is no expression of your idea, in some sense, copyright cannot protect it. This is my understanding. Okay, so now, what is the copyright challenges in AI? So I think now we all know AI. We need the data to train the models, and the models can be trained with generative output. So let's see what is the copyright challenges from this figure. So there we can see from 3 challenges. The first one is about training data. For example, if you have copyrighted data, can your data be freely used for AI development? And the second one is if a model was trained with using a lot of money and a lot of time, so should this model be copyright protected? And the third challenge is if there is an AI output. So actually, I think here is 2. We should separate to 2. First is the copyright infringement. That means AI output may infringe humans' creation. And the second one is can AI output have copyright? So we will try to see this problem. Okay, so here is just a list of the topic we will cover. First is use copyright works in AI development and training. As you may know, from the 2023 December, a very well-known lawsuit. It is the New York Times. It is a very well-known news company, I think. So it is OpenAI and Microsoft for the copyright infringement, actually. So they claim that millions of articles published by the New York Times were used to train the chatbots, maybe ChatGPT as we use it today. And they claim for the copyright infringement. And I didn't give the follow-up details, but so far there is no any conclusion about this lawsuit, since everything is changing, everything is developing. But as we can see, we need to deal with this issue because it really matters with the business and also the development of AI. This is a picture which is shown by the New York Times. So as you see, there is two columns. The left column is the output from ChatGPT 4, and the right is the New York Times. So the right color means they have so many common parts. So this is why the New York Times claim that they copied or they used their data. And this is another example. Okay, so except for the New York Times, there are also other companies which use the OpenAI for the copyright infringement. So, for example, in the also 2024 February, the other company, Rose Story, Alternate, and the Intercept also use OpenAI for the copyright infringement. So the same thing that they claim that ChatGPT trained their chatbot using copyrighted works without properly citing or crediting them. And also, they ask OpenAI to remove all the copyrighted articles from their training data. Of course, this also, I think there's no conclusion yet. Okay, so except for this lawsuits happening in the United States, I think also in some other countries. So let's see. What are the current policies on protecting copyrighted training data for AI? Actually, when we consider both policies, I think we should consider in different countries because each country has their own policy. So for the first challenge, can copyrighted data be used to training data? So actually, I give three regions. First is in Japan. In Japan, basically, data can be freely used. Why I say it's basically? Because it is not absolutely be freely used. So, but I think from last year, the government still trying to discuss and try to make changes. Because if it's really absolutely freely used, there is some risky and also the copyright infringement issues. And for the Europe, so they have the, actually it's European Act, so they have the transparency requirement. But for the United States, it's still under discussions. Okay, this is the Japanese Copyright Act, the Article 34. And as you see from marked by the yellow color, this is saying that AI development or other forms of data analysis be allowed without permission of the copyright holders. Of course, it is not absolutely, so it's some basic conditions. And this is for the European. So actually it's based on the deal, the AI Act. So it is writing that draw up and make publicly available a sufficiently detailed summary about all the content used for training of the general purpose AI models. So this means if you want to use this data to train a model, you should make a public explanation of what kind of data and what kind of the details about the development using. Okay. So now based on these different countries, let's see what is the technical, the problem maybe that. So for example, I see from this figure that you have the copyrighted data and also non-copyrighted data. And this data were together used to train the AI model. And if the copyrighted data is your own data, you're curious about if this trained model used your data or not. Actually, I think the training AI model, they never tell, no one tell you your data was used or not. So the problem is how to detect whether copyrighted data was used to train AI models. So suppose give you a model, a well-trained model, and you have your own data. How to detect your data was used to train the model or not? And also, if this model, if your data was used to train this model, you can ask the platform to remove your data. So this is, in some countries, they call it opt-out. So how to do it? Here, when I give one example, actually, It's a little bit technical, maybe. So the basic idea doing this one is here. So as we know, the ChatGPT generates the sentence by token. So each token you can think as a word. So when they generate this word, there will be a probability. So when you detect if your data was trained in this model, first you can calculate the probability of your data, and then by tokens for each token. And then you will select the minimum k% tokens with this means with the lowest probability. And then you calculate the average log likelihood. If this value is very high, that means your data was used to train this model. But if this is very low, this means your data is not used to train this model. This is one published paper in ICLR 2024, and showing this is the one post way to do this. But this is not the best one. I just checked that there is some improvement about this. The idea is that if your data was used to train the model, this means the information already remembered by the model. So that you calculate this, how much information remembered by the model. If they remembered a lot, then your data was highly used to train. But if they don't remember so much, so this means your data may be not used to train the model. So this is the basic intuition, but it's not exactly the technical solution. Okay, the second one is the copyright of trained AI models. So can trained AI models be copyrighted? Actually, trained AI model, including AI program and also the parameters, as we all know, we want to have the optimization parameters. And as we all know, it requires machine power and time and also investment and effort. So do we need to protect it? According to the copyright law of Japan, there is this 10, I think it's about 10, 9 rules about these items that can be copyrighted. So far, I think most of the time, the AI model, trained AI model, was included in the last one, computer programming. But in some cases that some people still try to claim that programming and AI model, they are not the exact thing, the same thing. So should it belong to this one or not? This is so far no solution. So if AI model was regarded as a programming, so this means AI model also can be copyrighted from this copyright law of Japan. And okay, if it can be copyrighted, then watermarking can be used as approach to prove the authorship. So this figure shows a basic idea of the watermarking. So what's that? The model holder can select a secret key and then use this secret key and a watermark message B to embed some watermark into the model so that this model has some information watermarked, as you can see from the right parameters there. So this is one way. I think this idea is very natural to think about the copyright. But the problem is this robust? I mean, if this watermark can be easily removed, even you embed the watermark, it does not help. So the problem should you try to develop a robust watermarking method so that even there are some attacks, maybe talked by the last speaker, so you still can prove that your watermark exists and this is your model. Okay, so let's go to the third challenge. It's about the AI outputs. So there's two separated copyright infringement and copyright ability. So do AI generate output infringe the copyright or human art? I think this one is also a very a common question. So as you can see from this figure that copyrighted prompts and non-copyrighted prompts were all input to the generative AI model, and AI will generate some output. And if this output infringes the copyright of human. Actually, this one is determined based on the same criteria as for normal infringement. What does that mean? So think about that. There's one guy who published something, and if this publishment also infringement another guys, so this is actually we consider with some current criteria. So actually, this one is also the same. So the AI output infringe human or not, it's based on the same criteria as for normal infringement. So what's that? The requirements for copyright infringement is based on two conditions. First is similarity, and second is dependency. So first consider similarity. If this copyright infringement goes to yes, and if the similarity is confirmed, then we consider the dependency. If these two both are satisfied, then the infringement is succeed. So otherwise, it is no infringement. This is also not only for AI, also for the normal. Okay. Now, how to distinguish between AI generated and human writing text? So here is also one finger showing the intuition of how the technical solutions. So this finger uses the probability curvature. So what does that mean? So when AI generates the sentence for the next token, AI always calculates the probability for next token and output the next token with the largest probability. So this is the basic idea of the AI. So as you can see from the left finger, so the probability curve that always give to the top, this one. But for human, when we say some sentence, we don't care about the probability. We have some logic. We always follow our logic. So we don't always say to the largest, with the top of the curve. So in the right hand, you can see, so with the green color, human output can be any place of this curvature. So basically, this is the difference between the AI and the human. So try to use this property, we can try to distinguish between AI and the human generated text. This is the basic idea. Okay. And another way is to distinguish AI and the human is using watermarking. So what is watermarking here? So actually, this watermarking is kind of like you watermark each token by color. What does it mean? So for example, as we can see, the AI generate tokens word by word. When you generate the next word, we can separate the words into two lists. One is green list and one is red list. And we will put more high probability in the green list and the low probability with the red list. So that if you use this in the AI generalization, it will have more output with green color, right? Because this is the basic idea of using for AI. But for human, it could be green, could be red. So if we use this watermarking mechanism, so we can count how many words with green and how many words with red. That means if human, there should be half green, half red. But if AI, it will be more green than white than red. This is the basic idea. Does it work? Okay. Okay. So that is the two ideas used for the AI detection. So to just distinguish between AI generated and human writing text. Okay, here is one example. Actually, here is the GPT-0. I think you can Google GPT-0. There will be a detector. And I try to use detector, try to see if if it really works. And this is my own paper, and you can find it. So I just copied my abstract into this GPT-0 and try to see does it work. And then you can see here is the answer from GPT-0, saying that it is written by human. And the right one is the probability breakdown. It said with 100% written by human and with 0% written by AI. So this is one example just detecting the AI generated test or human writing test. Actually, I think now, except for GPT-0, there are still many other apps that you can try. And they will try to answer. But one thing that I don't think it can be absolutely believable, because sometimes it also can have some bias or mistakes. Okay, so next question is, can AI generated material be copyrighted or not? Only AI generated material, of course, are not copyrighted works. This means if only AI generated without any instructions from humans, so it is not copyrighted works. But if we use AI as a tool and plus human creativity, it may be considered as copyrighted works, but it should be analyzed case by case. And I think if someone wants to know about detail about this one, you can refer to the Copyright and Artificial Intelligence Report, Part 2, by the United States Copyright Office, which is published in this January 2025. Also about if one AI-generated work was issued for the copyright, but AI itself cannot be an author, because only a person, a natural person or legal person, can be an author. So this is also another the point for the copyrightability of AI-generated material. Okay, now let's see one small example. Now we know Yujie, right? I think if I'm reading this word is correctly. But it's not easy for me to remember this name. So last night I tried to search what is Yujie, and then it gave me the meaning that E means rice or meal, and Zika means hill or mount. So I tried to ask ChatGPT, please draw a picture of rice hill. And then this is one picture by ChatGPT. And then I say another one, and it gave me another one. So now I have one question. So can these pictures be copyrighted? No? I think if we go back to the previous slide, so AI as a tool plus human creativity may be considered as a copyrighted work. Of course, I think I use AI as a tool, but I don't think I have so much creativity in this prompt. So I think it has no copyright. Okay. Okay, so summary about what we talked. So it's about 4 issues. So one is, can copyright data be freely used for AI development? Actually, it depends on countries. Different countries have their different policy, and we cannot say everything in a same rule. Second one is, can trained AI model be copyrighted? So far, the AI model basically was regarded as programming, but I think it's not an absolute answer for this question. So the third one, do AI-generated material infringe the Copyright Human Act? It could be, and it will be evaluated by the same with normal infringement with the similarity and the dependency environment. So the fourth question is, can AI-generated material be copyrighted? And it also could be, but it also has some condition that it must have creativity of human and also the AI too. So, okay, suppose we have some basic understanding of the previous questions, then next step, how can we smoothly integrate copyright protection with AI development? How can we do AI development in the industry with considering these copyright concerns? Thank you. This is my talk.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yujie. So it's really controversial topic. So I think AI is a good tool for us to create some product efficiently, but at the same time, it will be like a threat. So for creators or artists. So it's very good, interesting topic. Thank you. And then thank you for brought a lot of research questions. I think it will be really helpful for the fellows. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
So we would like to have some questions from audience. So we would like to extend 10 minutes. So please raise your hand. Yeah, Martin.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for your presentation. Very interactive.
Thank you.
My question is, what do you personally think about AI having creativity beyond what we know that it uses basically with patterns and so on? What do you think about, for example, there's this AI that some scientists use to unravel proteins? What do you think about the creation of this new information? Is it creative AI? Is it not creative? Any hints or something you can say about that?
Well, I think this one, if we consider about human creativity, it goes back to the traditional copyright, issues, because that is not only related with AI. So we consider the creativity from human, right? Mm. So, for example, you should at least make clear that what is new and what is essentially new, and what is really make the essential contribution to this work. So I don't think I have what I said is the exactly all we should consider, but it can be included, and maybe it can go back to the traditional copyright law to see the human creativity, which was regarded in that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So any questions?
Hi.
Hello. Also, I am using LLM too, like for LLM model, for integrate with robotic, for voice control the robot too. And my question is like for copyright, the training the I show a lot there's choosing the ChatGPT for the token, right? For me, like I choose like kind of AI like Llama or Gemini. It's like free source to do the training of my model. And for my question is like what do you what your recommendation like? What your recommends like for training the data for compare like the other model of AI like Llama or ChatGPT is like performance is
I'm sorry. So can you repeat your
okay,
question?
I will ask in short.
Okay.
So I mean like for this for the copyright model, what do you think that it's okay for like model the pre-source model like a Llama or ChatGPT is good like.
So do you mean the current the current AI models have already considered the copyright or not? Is that the question?
Yeah, I mean like your research background, like you research with like ChatGPT, right? Or you choose
Do you mean here or somewhere?
Yeah.
On this one?
Yes, prom like
Uh-huh.
prom. In prompts, you
Uh-huh.
choose like ChatGPT.
Well, I don't think it's exactly what is which model, but it is basically so. I mean, when you use AI generative model,
Okay,
we
okay.
say here is like NLP, the language model, so it just generates sentence, not
NLP,
pictures.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So next word usually based on the previous words, right?
Yeah.
So when you generate the next words, you need to calculate probability. I mean, AI will calculate the probability based on the previous one.
Okay.
Yeah. So that it always output the largest probability. This is the basic idea of this generative model, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
So what is your question?
Okay, thank you so much. I got it because
Uh-huh.
like I would like to compare like all the models for using ChatGPT or Llama or Gemini, something that
I
would like
see.
to compare the performance of that and
I see.
yeah.
So you mean this detection method, the performance in different models would do this
Yeah.
question? Okay, I think basically this is a general method. When you do the evaluation, you need to run the codes on different models to try to see their performance. Basically, the performance is goes to the same kind of conclusion. But I don't mean it must be the same. Basically, they goes to the very same or similar conclusion.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Rakiba.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I'm
Hi.
Rakiba Sultana. So I have a question. So suppose you have data, like lots of data that are all copyrighted. Okay. So the thing is, if we rephrase it and
Oh.
then run it in like a
Mhm.
generative AI model,
Mhm.
will it be able to successfully detect like if it is copyrighted or not?
Oh, that's a great question. So actually, what you think? Your question is about the attack. So
Yeah.
as we consider for all this kind of detection, we should be robust enough. What does robust mean? We should can against some attack. This means, for example, if you do the rephasing attack, our detection should still work. So in that case, we need to evaluate robustness.
So if it is like, if I rephrase it like 80% rephrase it, or like 70%, like the data, like for each and every data, like 70% change.
Uh-huh.
So will it still be able to detect it?
Well, I want to say it may not be necessary. I mean, how to say this question? I cannot say 100% it can still be detected.
Okay.
So actually, I think in this paper they mentioned about this method, and also after this work, some people also use rephasing attack, try to attack their method, and then their method maybe does not work, and then some people try to develop a more advanced method, try to protect against your attack, so that there will be better detection, and then maybe you have a strong attack, and it goes to another development.
Okay. Yeah. I understand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, please.
Hi, so my question is that you mentioned the criterias which we can use to decide if the output by the basically the product of generated AI can be considered for copyright infringement or not. But my question here is that who should be the author according to you? Like the developer who developed that model, who trained the data set, or the user who gave the prompt, the creative prompt. So who should be considered as the author? That's my question.
So your question is about here, I think, how to detect the copyright data was used to train model, right?
No. Where you mentioned that the prompt should be creative, then only it can be considered in the copyright claim.
Can you say again? Copyright what?
You mentioned that the prompt should be creative. If the prompt is creative, then the product of the output from the generative AI can be considered for copyright infringement. In a slide, you mentioned that.
Let me
Next,
try
next,
to
next.
see your question. So you
Next
mean
slide.
about who gives the prompt to the AI model?
Basically, if you gave the prompt of Izuka city, right? So it gave a picture. And you said that if the prompt is creative, so we can consider it for the output for copyright. So my point is that who should be the author? If a output by generative AI is considered for copyright, who should be the author of it?
Well, this goes
Like the
to,
developer or the user who gave the prompt?
well, this goes to the who made the creation. I mean, creativity. So if your prompt has the creativity, then maybe you is the author. But if your prompt does not have the creativity, you cannot be the author of this work. So I think here it goes to, I think what you talk is here. It's
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah.
So if we use AI as a tool and plus human creativity, and it can be copyrighted work. And if it is copyrighted, regarded as copyrighted work, who is the author? Is it your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the question.
So I think it goes to the human creativity. Who is the owner of the original of the human creativity? So if your prompt really matters with human creativity, then you should be the author. But if it does not matter, it cannot be the author.
So don't you think that there will be a clash between the developer and the user? The user will say that I used a creative prompt, that's why it gave an outcome. Whereas the developer will say that I trained it in a certain way, that's why it gave the output. So
Can you sleep?
there will be a clash between the two. So how can we manage that?
So can you speak a little bit slowly and again?
Okay, sorry. So I'm saying that don't you think there will be a clash between the developer and the user? So basically the developer's point will be that I trained the model in a certain way, that's why it gave a particular output. Whereas the user can claim that I gave a creative prompt, that's why it produced the output. So
Well-
there will be clashes between the two.
Well, I think it's still, you mean who developed this AI model and who used this AI model, right?
Yeah.
So you saw someone develop this model and then you input some prompt and then got some work. So I think here also goes to the human creativity. So if this work, for example, one picture, is originally from your creativity, so the user could be the author. So, for example, we also use Word, PowerPoint, try to make some slides, try to make some article, but we cannot always say this this authorship goes to who made this software or who. So it should be the one who made the essential creativity, and it could be the user.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Besides this, just one simple question. What is the definition of human creativity?
Wow, this
Who
is a great
defines that?
question. I think this also goes to the first question. Human creativity. Actually, I think it's the original. It goes to the traditional copyright law. I mean, they also have the human creativity. We should also try to find complete answer maybe from there. So, right. Thank you.
Okay, so she's the last question.
Actually, my question is really similar with the previous question. So what I'm wondering is that, so for example, music. So if there's a lot of the people who composes the music, then the revenue goes to that person's, which is, for example, if there's 5 componenters, then the revenue goes to 5 according to the portion. Then if the AI is fully developed, then and it collabed with person, with like human creativity, then how can that revenue can be exploited and gave a portion.
Well, do you mean that AI may have some creation and human also has creation? You want to combine them and try to make a new work? Does that mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
if that's the case.
Okay, so I think you should try to provide the evidence that human creativity or creation is essential for this work. So I think I saw this kind of sentence in some copyright-related article. So how to prove this? I think it should be analyzed case by case.
So what I'm thinking is like, so for like previous K-pop songs, they used the classics and they made new songs by combining it. So if that's the case and it is used in this area, then how can it be like managed through?
Say again.
So for recent K-pop songs, there are some songs that combine with past classical musics and new musics and made a new song, and that in this sense, and we like put this sense into AIs, and then how can be managed? Like the revenue of that song goes like might go to humans' creativity, of course, but for the like if the song is combined with that past all classical music, and the person who find that and matched with that song is the AI. So if this is the case, then how can it be like?
So what's your question about
So how can it be like distributed about the revenue?
Distribute data about the
revenue of the songs or the revenue from that creativity products.
Okay, I see. So there is something already known, right?
Yeah.
And there is something new, right?
Yeah.
So this means already known you cannot claim that it's your.
Like there is old ones, but the old ones and new ones, but the AIs found the like new concepts of the song. Then it's a creative creation, in that sense.
What do you mean by AI found new?
So the human made the one flow of the music, or one flow of the art, and AI found, this might be the right one, and put it in and made a new concept of it by combining it.
So you mean you use AI for the selection?
Selection or like new creations?
New creation. But human instruction also in the middle. Human instruction.
Yeah, maybe like put some samples in it and then ask for what might be better function or better concepts or better better things. Yeah, if that's the case.
I see. So do you mean this final output can be copyrighted or not? Is this your question?
Yeah, and then how can it be like their portions can be distributed?
Well, it's a very complicated case. I think we should have more analysis into this case. But at least if you want to claim that you want to be one of the author of this work, at least you should claim that your instruction or what you input, your concepts should be essential for create this work. I think it's a really complicated case. Yeah, and I cannot give you a very absolute answer, but maybe you can also refer to this reference, the Copyright and Artificial Intelligence Part 2, Copyrightability. It's issued by the United States Copyright Office in this January. I think they also mentioned, they have, I think, more than one page, so they have a little bit detailed explanation about how to regard this different case. But even they have many pages, they still say, for example, your case should be analyzed case by case. So Yeah.
Thank you for the good lecture.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you again. Yeah. Thank you so mumuch, Yujie, Dr. Yujie Gu.
Thank you.
So, to adding some information, we got 1,200 applications when we select fellows, APNG fellows. And as a first screening process, also we, thank you so much. So, as a first screening, we use ChatGPT 0. So, only ChatGPT produced the essay. So you produce the essay when we apply for the fellowship program. So, but I think some of the fellow already use the ChatGPT. So when you write the essay, so I'm very curious, how many people produce your essay when you apply for the fellowship program? How many people use the ChatGPT? Okay, yeah, don't be shy and to be honest. Okay, I think so many people used, some of the people. Okay, could you raise your hand? I produce 100% human-based essay. Please raise your hand. I see, okay. Thank you so much. Okay, you didn't use ChatGPT at all. Okay, thank you so much for the reference. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Yujie Gu, for bringing up the interesting topic. Thank you.